Hey guys, well here it is. The traffic light is now back up and all together in its new location. The way we got it all together was actually not too hard at all because my brother, oh I should say this past weekend, my brother and Jay was here, yep that's right, and we all worked together and got it up in the location that it is right now. We did it a little bit differently than my brother and I did back in 2012. In 2012, we had the mounts all together and we just had the visors off and we lifted up the entire light assembly onto where we thought it should go and then kind of screwed it on. That did work, but the light had how can I say this correctly? Had the ever slightest tilt on it, I think I'm saying that right, when it was in the Long Island house. And this time we did it a little bit differently. What we did was, I still had both mounts disconnected from the light. So we got ourselves a stud finder, of course, and we found out that the stud is right along here. In fact, it's not too hard to find because there's an outlet right there. So if there's an outlet right here, the stud's got to be either on just to the right or left of it. Thankfully, it was on the left because of where the shelf is located. Okay, so what I was saying was, we got ourselves a stud finder. We measured the height that we wanted. Then we marked both ends of the stud and then made a mark right in the middle of where the stud ends were. So we knew that the first bolt was going to go right through it. So then we bolted, so we drilled in, and then we bolted just this mount on. And then what we did was, we, I lifted the light casing up. The visors weren't on yet; they were still off. I lifted the light casing up. I screwed on the nut for the mount, which actually, if I open that, the wires make it all messy. So I can show you in the bottom compartment. I screwed the mount on, and then what we did was, once that was on, we loosened this lock nut up here. Okay, so that way we can swing the light left to right and try to get it as level as we could. And then once that was all set, we attached the bottom mount to it. I put it on and I screwed on the nut, which you'll see in a bit. And then once that was on, we positioned everything correctly, made sure everything was all good, and trying to remember the steps here correctly. So we did that, and then yes, so then then when this mount was on, we put the bolts on, but we didn't make them tight just yet. We just wanted to get the mount set, and then we did all the fine tuning. What we did was we put a level on the side of the light, made sure it was completely level up and down, and then once it was, as Jay was tightening the bolts, either on this mount or the top mount, I can't remember. As he was tightening them, we watched the level carefully to make sure that the light was going to be all nice and level when it went up on the wall. And I gotta tell you, it looks freaking awesome. It's set up so well. I'm very happy that, I thought the light was going to be a little bit closer to the shelf, but it's not, and I'm happy about that because that way you got plenty of room on the right-hand side. Ooh, excuse me there. The light is not totally leveled with, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. The light isn't totally centered in the wall from the corner of the wall to the shelf, but it's good enough. Honestly, it's not, honestly, the way it is just fine. I don't see anything wrong with that setting the way it is at all. And yeah, and then as a final step, once all the mounts are all put together, I just put the visors on, and man, this traffic light looks great once again. So yes, it's now late September of 2017, so this light I've now had for 5 years. And that's just freaking awesome. I can't believe I've had this light now for 5 years. I remember just how excited I was getting it from the worker back on the road in 2012. And then for those of you curious, yes, I obviously do still have the 5-section inline turn signal, but again, that's in the basement for right now. And once I get some more things set up for myself to keep that simple, I'll be starting some work on it. But for now, I got it. It's just in the basement right now, okay? And as you can see, what I did here was, I didn't want this wire just laying on the floor because that would look kind of messy. So I just wrapped it around once the bottom mount here, and there goes Bella. And then I wrapped it around once, and then you can just pull it down, plug it right in, and there's plenty of slack everywhere. So I just love how this light is set up. As a matter of fact, like this light looks like it's in a more, I don't know if this is a word, a belonging location than it did in the Long Island house. In this room right here, I mean, just where it is, I don't know if the video is doing this justice, but it just looks like it belongs there. It really does, and it makes that wall not look so blank anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of cool being right by the dead end sign that I've shown you before as well. Okay, so I'm sure some of you would like to see it operate, and that's what I'll do for you. And what I'll do is, I have it on the slowest setting right now, but I'll speed that up a little bit just for the video, and also just to show you the nut I was talking about. Yep, right here. This is what I screwed on into the red light compartment when I was attaching the light to the mount. So I put on this nut here, on the top one obviously, and just screwed it up, got it all nice and tight. Made sure these positioning teeth were all set on the top, and then there you go. And you remember the this from my last traffic light video. Okay, so it's on the slowest setting right now. So what I'll do is, I'll turn it to where I think it's in the middle. Now I don't know if there's a positioning thing on here. There it is, okay, I can feel it with my finger. So if I just turn it clockwise a little bit, that'll speed it up some. Yeah, I want this to be facing downward, exactly. I went too far. Okay, that should be good enough, I think. Let me see. Yeah, that's good. Okay, all right, so let's put this back in and let you get a shot of it going. So let me bring the camera up, and then here we go. And there you go, starts on the green light. And once again, I would like to state that since I've had this light for 2012, these are still the original light bulbs. I still haven't replaced them yet. And I'm just very happy that they're still in there. By the way, Harley Badger, if you're watching this video, or Spatsbear, if you're watching this video, if you could tell him, I know he had, you or he, whatever, I know, Harley, you had linked me a site once about where I can get new light bulbs for this light, but I cannot remember at all what, you can see cycling now, I can't at all remember what video you had linked me that website where you gave me that information. If you could possibly find that again, I would really appreciate it, because I'd love to see if I can get replacements for this, in the future, should I need them. But yeah, as you can see, guys, it's cycling very well. I don't know exactly what the intervals are in the medium setting, but I normally have it on the slowest setting. And for those of you who are new to this channel, the slowest setting is red and green are 1 minute, and the yellow light is 30 seconds, and the phone is ringing. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that, guys. That was just a telemarketer, of course. I didn't answer. Yeah, so like I said, yeah, on the slowest setting, red and green are 1 minute, and the yellow is 5 seconds. And if I remember correctly, I think in the middle setting, red and green are 30 seconds, and yellow is the same, 5 seconds. But yeah, once again, as you can see, this light is cycling great, and just very happy with it. I've had it for 5 years now, and it's really doing well. And the original paint is still doing fine, because this light isn't exposed to weather anymore, and that it's inside, so it's doing much better. And we'll let it go ahead and cycle back to green, and we'll call it a video there. And again, like Jay has said in videos, the video doesn't do that red light justice. It's such a rich red that you see in person, and it looks great. And there it goes back to green. Okay, guys, there you go. So the light is all back up. It's now in operation, and I'm sure sometime in the future I'll have this behind me when I do videos of me in front of the computer, just like tradition, huh? So there you go. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and take care.